It started like any other ordinary Tuesday at Melvin's diner, the clinking of coffee mugs, the soft buzz of small talk, and the faint hum of a jukebox in the corner playing golden oldies. But what happened that day would leave the entire restaurant in stunned silence. No one expected the quiet old man who walked in just after the lunch rush to turn the entire place upside down, with nothing but his silence and a gold card. The man, maybe in his late 70s, wore a beige coat that had seen better days. His shoes were scuffed, his hat slightly tilted, and when he walked, it was slow, with care, as if every step counted. His presence didn't demand attention, but somehow it still felt different. He took a seat at a booth near the window, hands gently folding in front of him. The diner staff barely glanced his way, except for Carla, a young waitress with tired eyes and a kind heart. She walked over with a smile. "Good afternoon, sir. Can I get you started with something to drink?" The man looked up with a warm smile. "A coffee, please. Black. And maybe just a slice of that apple pie. That's all." Carla nodded, scribbled it down, and turned. Simple, respectful. Just another guest. But unfortunately, not everyone in Melvin's diner had Carla's heart. The manager, Rick, had been watching from behind the counter. He had a habit of judging customers the second they walked in. If you weren't dressed right or didn't look the part, he treated you like trouble. And the old man? In Rick's eyes, he looked like someone who wouldn't leave a decent tip, if he could even pay at all. As Carla passed by, Rick muttered, "Hope he's not just here to loiter." Carla paused. "He ordered coffee and pie. He's polite." Rick scoffed. "Polite don't pay the bills." When the coffee and pie were served, the old man simply sat and watched people. He smiled at children. He nodded at couples. He took small, slow sips of his coffee like he was savoring every drop. But the moment the check arrived and the man pulled out his wallet, Rick pounced. He strutted over to the table, wearing his usual smug expression. "Sir," he said loudly, drawing attention, "we only accept real payment methods. If you're trying to pass a coupon or something, I suggest you move along." The old man looked up, surprised. "Excuse me?" Rick crossed his arms. "Let's not play games. I've seen your type before. Order the cheapest thing, then argue about the bill or pull some fake card. Happens all the time." The diner went quiet. Even Carla, frozen nearby, couldn't believe what she was hearing. "I assure you," the man said gently, "I have every intention of paying." "Right," Rick sneered. "Show me then." The man slowly pulled out a sleek matte black and gold card, subtle, elegant, powerful. Rick's smirk faded. He took the card hesitantly, looked at it, and froze. The name on it, William J. Hamilton, was a name he'd heard before, but it didn't click. Not yet. Rick still tried to regain control. "Well, that doesn't mean much. Cards can be fake." A voice suddenly spoke from a nearby booth. "You don't recognize that name?" It was a young businessman, suit and tie, who had overheard everything. He stood up. "That man you're insulting? That's William Hamilton, Chief Executive Officer of Hamilton Holdings. That card is a titanium centurion. He probably has more money in his sock drawer than this entire place makes in a year." Rick blinked. Whispers started around the diner. Customers looked back at William with wide eyes. He? Him? The man who looked like someone's sweet grandfather? A billionaire? Carla was already mortified. She stepped forward. "Sir, I'm so sorry. If I'd known—" William raised a hand. "No need for apologies, young lady. You treated me with respect from the start. That's all that matters." Rick, still reeling, tried to save face. "Mr. Hamilton, I didn't mean any offense. It's just, you know, we get a lot of folks who—" William's calm voice cut through the noise like a blade. "You judged me before I said a word, because of how I looked, not who I was." Rick stammered. I was just trying to protect the business." William stood up. And that's exactly why this business is failing. Now everyone was watching. Phones were out. The moment was being recorded. William looked around the diner. Do you know why I came here today? My wife and I used to visit this place every Sunday before she passed. It was our little tradition. I came to remember her, to feel close to her again. A pin could drop. And instead of kindness, I was met with suspicion. Rick was sweating now. He reached for the bill. Sir, please. Today's on the house. But William wasn't done. Carla, he said, turning to the waitress, would you mind if I asked you something? Carla nodded nervously. Of course, sir. If this place had a different manager, someone who valued people over assumptions, do you think it could be better? She looked around and nodded. Absolutely. The food's good. The place has charm. It just needs heart. William smiled. Good answer. He turned to Rick. You're fired. What? You heard me. I don't work for you. You do now, William replied, pulling out a folded paper from his coat pocket. He handed it to Carla. She opened it. It was a bill of sale. Signed. Official. This morning I bought Melvin's Diner. Gasps echoed. William looked at Carla. I want you to manage it, starting today. And if you'll have me, I'd like to stop by sometimes. Maybe just for coffee. Maybe more. Carla was speechless. Rick stood frozen, red-faced and defeated. William turned back to his table, finished the last sip of his now lukewarm coffee, and smiled. For the record, he said, walking to the door, the pie was excellent. He pushed open the diner's door and stepped out into the sunlight, leaving behind stunned silence and a brand new beginning for everyone inside. Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, don't forget to like the video, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to the channel for more unforgettable tales. And hey, if you've ever been underestimated, you're not alone. See you in the next one.